I don't know any magic, but I'm going to use this deck of cards to help tell you a story about someone who did know some magic.
They're blank on the front and blank on the back. You think of a card, you can get a card just simply by thinking about it.
Scott Humston is getting ready to perform a show at this house in Mount Dora, Florida. Scott says every one of his mind, myth, magic shows carry the influence of a friend, a prominent magician of the 1930s, 40s, and 50s, Fetaque Sanders.
He was definitely the leading African-American magician in the country at that point.
Fellow magician and magazine editor Samuel Patrick Smith has many of the things used by close friend Fetaque.
All of these things he laid out himself and designed.
Yeah, I remember that well.
And someone else very close to Fetaque is Carolyn Syphax Young.
Fetaque Sanders is my father.
Let's go back. Give me a little... Yeah. By 1933, Fetaque, a young man from Nashville, was traveling, living life on the road.
He was doing tours and performing for segregated schools.
Of course, they were all black audiences.
He had his own vehicle, of course, and then his own trailer, his own travel trailer. So he would pull that with him. His advertising was par excellence.
The strangest mysteries ever seen by human eyes. A night of enchantment. Fetaque Sanders, master magician. In person, not a moving picture.
The kids are going nuts.
They squeal with delight at his routines.
They'd never seen anything like it before. They went wild. He would drive them to hysteria. He would come out and say,
"Magic is mystery, and mystery is confusing. But look out, because I'm going to make it amusing."
He would advertise shrinking the head of a living boy, chopping a girl's head off. That was the feature. A show for all the family.
And for anyone who approached, Fetaque could always perform a little coin magic.
If Fetaque would have showed you something like that, make that coin just disappear, and then make it come back just like that.
This is one of Fetaque's many props that he made.
Alongside Pearl Bailey, Fetaque performed to black troops during USO shows in World War II. He did table magic at nightclubs featuring Ella Fitzgerald and Cab Calloway.
We got a great picture of them standing outside a nightclub.
But there was no one he'd rather share a stage with than daughter Carolyn.
I was special. Wherever we go across the country, if he had a show, I would be on stage with him.
One of Fetaque's favorite routines was making a box of Wheaties vanish and suddenly appear in a portrait of Carolyn.
Did you take the Wheaties box, Carolyn? There it is. She has the Wheaties box. He made the little girl feel like she was a princess all the time.
By the 80s, he was befriended by two young magicians, Samuel and Scott. He'd sip coffee with Scott at a McDonald's in downtown Nashville and write notes to Samuel on whatever he could find.
This would be McDonald's placemat.
I have always told people, instead of taking young ladies out on dates in college, I took Fetaque to McDonald's. That's what I did. It just means the world to me that he spent time with me.
While Fetaque showed a brave face to everyone, Scott and Samuel noticed he remained affected by those years traveling the country during the Jim Crow era.
You know, couldn't find a hotel that would let blacks stay.
And that's the way life was. That's how we lived.
In 1989, he said, "Now, can you and I go to a restaurant together?" He was concerned that what he experienced in the 40s would still be in place.
By 1992, Fetaque was in poor health and at the end of his life. Carolyn and Samuel paid him a visit.
I asked him to do a trick for me, with the coin trick. Could he still do it? And he did it.
It was perfect, everything he did.
And I said, "Look, Sammy, he hasn't lost his magic."
Come on in.
It's just about time for Scott to perform.
I carry a bit of Fetaque, I think, in all my shows. He's a part of my show because he's a part of me.
What he learned from Fetaque was the power of human connection, whether that's in front of a crowd, whether it's in creating forever memories with a box of Wheaties, whether it's in a McDonald's placemat.
He loved the art of magic. He loved people.
And so I leave you with the words of a great entertainer.
Magic is mystery, and mystery is confusing. But look out, because I'm going to make it amusing.
I'm Forrest Sanders, News Channel 5.